Views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
Hi, welcome. This is Dr. John DeMartini. This is one of the most amazing and inspiring shows that you can listen into. If you want to be on the edge of your seats, if you want to open up your heart, if you want to expand your mind, and you want to meet incredible people, stay tuned because you're just about to experience a transformative radio show that will change your life. And you're listening to the Dr. Pat Show that's coming up right next.
The following audio is via a Skype call.
Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show. Talk radio to thrive by. Powerful, inspiring, and coming to you live, bringing you stories of people like you and me, busting through and living life full out. Get ready to dare to wonder what your life would be like if you knew you could not fail. Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Super welcome. It's so great to have all of you tuning us in and turning us on. Wow, what a weekend. You know, for many of you out there, you know we've been doing this show for a number of different years. We've done it through many, many things going on in the world, many things going on the planet. And the thing that it always comes back to for me, having now watched Wonder Woman again, is this notion of love. And it's hard not to. And, what's interesting about it is that my first time around kind of watching the Wonder Woman, Benny, was like, oh, yeah, that's really cool, superhero. But this go around, I was reminded of growing up with Wonder Woman and what she actually stands for. And why is it that this trinity that we see with our superheroes, Wonder Woman comes to the forefront to represent love. Today, I'm bringing somebody to the forefront to remind us of that. Una Drake joining me here today. The Love Atlas Talks. Find your path to juicy love. We are reminded that regardless of who we are and how we show up, we have an innate ability, all of us do, to show up as love or not. And I know for me, sometimes that's hard. Sometimes that you're in the middle of something that is stressful and you forget how love feels and sounds. Well, we're hoping that we can help all of you, Una can help all of you understand that love has many different signs, many different faces, but is a powerful, powerful tool for personal growth. Una is a spiritual healer at heart. She helps both men and women find love, juicy love, even under unique or challenging circumstances. This is something that she has been called to do. And you're going to hear so much today about who she is, her background, whether you know her in the arena of shamanic healing or metaphysical work, whether you've heard of her platform for this juicy love. Today, you're going to learn about something she developed to help people connect and find that juicy, juicy love. And it's great to have you here. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Dr. Pat. I really appreciate being here.
Let's talk about love in general, if we could, for a minute, because I think that, regardless of circumstances in the world, and today is 9/11.
Yes.
Many of us growing up in New York, we saw love at many, many, many different levels. I think this weekend, too, love at many levels. And here you are bringing an entire platform to the table about love. Tell us about what got you fired up to do these Love Atlas talks.
Yeah, absolutely. So I do help people find love. I'm a dating and relationship coach, and I have my own process for helping people find their love, to find a partner in their life. But, I also am very present to the fact that everybody is looking for something a little bit different, and people have different paths to get there. And I'm not the only expert in the world on, dating and love and relationships and how to go about that process. So I wanted to give people a way to hear from other experts and just get a conversation going. My goal is really to, in a sense, like change the global conversation around love and relationships and what that means. And, we all have a voice at the table. So I've done some interviews in the Love Atlas talks with mostly love and relationship coaches, but some people who just are like communication coaches or people who work with people on intimacy. But each interview has something specific to talk about, something specific for the conversation around love and relationships. And
listen, there are 50 shades of gray. Some people say, I think there are 50 shades of red. And what I mean by that, you know what I'm talking about. There are 50 shades of love. Yeah. And we never know how to get through the labyrinth, right? We don't know how to get through the labyrinth, which we call love. But that's where you're the expert, aren't you?
Yes. Well, I mean, I've certainly been working at it a long time, and I've worked with a lot of people on it.
So in all of the things you've done all along the way, what have been some of the aha moments for you?
Oh, for me personally, I guess one of my first aha moments in this process was it came out of a shamanic journey, actually. And it was in a time period when I was struggling with a marriage. And this was before I had left. And my shamanic guide, Frog, came and just gave me the very clear message, stay juicy. And that was profound for me. And I used that phrase, that instruction basically to stay juicy as a path out of what was a difficult relationship and into finding my own juicy love. And I see that as like following the juice, following the aliveness in our life. So that was one that was very significant for me, an aha moment. Another one was, I don't know if you want me to go on from there.
Yeah, please, definitely.
Another one was after I became single, at post-divorce, and I was having trouble with the dating process. That's how I started. Before I started working with people on dating, I went through my own dating challenges.
Right. Exactly. I mean, as we all have, right? I mean, isn't that why you're bringing this to the table? It's because this is not an academic conversation. This is about what you've experienced, so that you can say, "Wait a minute, I know how to help on this."
Yeah, definitely. And I know it's not, completely unique. Many, many people go through this all the time. That's why it's so needed. But one of my aha moments after becoming single was that I needed to become really clear and vulnerable with myself, really, and tell the truth to myself about what I really wanted in the moment. One of the first things I work with new clients on is becoming really clear on what they want right now, not just ultimately in a relationship down the road, but I think the first step is to become really clear about what you want and need right now. And, at that time, when I was first single, honestly, I wasn't really ready for like a long-term big deal relationship. I needed physical affection and, something I needed something. It wasn't like, I wasn't ready for something like super serious. And I needed to admit that to myself, and just going through the process of admitting that to myself took some vulnerability. But then it put me in a place where I was able to move forward. And, definitely went through a variety of relationships before meeting my boyfriend, we've been dating for over 5 years. So does that make sense?
Well, it does. And, the question that I want to talk with you about is that these Atlas talks, they're going to bring a fresh perspective.
Yeah.
I mean, tell us a little bit about, the depth and the breadth of these.
Sure. Yeah. They are everything from Lorna Poole, who will talk about stop falling for the bad boys and find your great guy. So she works a lot. She works with women on, she had a pattern in her life where she was constantly attracted to what she calls, bad boys. And she finally learned how to overcome that. Now she works with people on discerning between someone who's going to really show up for you as a good guy versus a bad guy or a bad boy. There's Andy Shepard on overcoming trauma to be ready for a great relationship. So a lot of people have trauma in their past, and overcoming, being able to get past the trauma to the point where you can really be emotionally ready for a relationship is a huge deal for a lot of people. Ted and Gabriel Usatinsky, they're a couple who work with people around love and relationships. They are very interesting, very intriguing. The name of that talk is The Myth of Loving Yourself First. So for so long, the message, I think, in especially the conscious space, has been that you need to come to a place of really loving yourself first before you can show up in a relationship. And while on some level, I think that's true, to a certain extent, they have a different perspective on it, which I think is very valuable, very interesting, because not all of us can get to the point of loving ourselves before we're in a dynamic relationship with another person. It's a different perspective. And I think that's really valuable.
Yeah, I think it's valuable, and I think you're 100% right on with that, because we don't really see ourselves very well until we are in relationship to another. And I don't mean just about love relationships. I mean, even in work situations, even raising children, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is where we get to really, look at ourselves in the mirror and ask, who am I? Let's take a short break and we come back. When I talk about this thing called modern dating, I'm almost thinking of like that David Bowie song, Modern Love. David Bowie. Remember him doing that song, Modern Love. Was he on to something back then, David? Well, I got to tell you, anybody who knows David Bowie, loved David Bowie, saw David Bowie. He was on to a lot of things. But now, Una Drake is. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back.
Are you struggling in a relationship and deeply craving some tools and support to get things back on track? Do you crave having a loving, compassionate relationship with Mr. Right, but always seem to pick Mr. Wrong? Well, Sarah Luce can help. She's created a 4-week online course starting September 28th that will teach you how to shift your energy and behavior to have new transformative outcomes. And you're going to get a personal one-on-one session with Sarah to ensure you get powerful, personal results. Sign up today at sarahluce.com.
Tune in to Mainstream Metaphysics Radio to harness your connection with the universe to effect change for optimal success and happiness. Named one of the country's top psychics, Eve now brings her insights and gifts to this weekly hit call-in show, joined by visionaries, leaders, and gifted others, but mostly you. Jot it down, Thursdays, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
Did you know that all of the shows on the Transformation Radio Network are available as podcasts to stream or download?
Really?
Check us out. go to transformationradio.fm. We have business shows, spiritual shows, energy healing shows, and pretty much everything in between. Something for everyone, guaranteed to inspire, educate, and transform. We are transforming the world, one listener at a time.
Gain powerful insight and practical tools to support you on your spiritual journey. Access your higher self and tune in every second and fourth Thursday at 12 p.m. Pacific to A Life Untethered with Andrew Martin, Walking the Path of Freedom. Andrew is a highly attuned, intuitive oracle, energy worker, spiritual teacher, and international radio host. For more about Andrew and his services, visit thelightones.com.
Chris Stanis is a spiritual leader and healer and teaches a course on how you can transform your life through a meditation and healing system that will manifest your spirit's dreams. She manifested the Women of Wisdom Conference, the Women of Wisdom book, and this radio show. And she can show you how to change your life too. Are you ready? Visit the website and contact her at voicesofwomentoday.com. That's voicesofwomentoday.com.
Discover the healing medicine from the giant monkey tree frog Kambo. Kambo practitioner Ginny Rutherford and professional psychic Todd Rolson have come together for lively discussions of alternative healing medicines from the Amazon. Ginny and Todd bring you Kambo Talk Radio. Tune in each Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific to hear from guests all over the world with real life stories and the medicinal benefits of Kambo. For more information, visit kambokiss.com.
Oh, I'm telling you, that line from that song gets me to the church on time. That's what we're talking about today. Have you ever been absolutely blown away by what you know or don't know in the world of modern dating? Now, Una, I think that David Bowie was like light years ahead with that song. Seriously, light years ahead. But so are you, because you've crafted a way to make sure that we have got the whole picture on what is involved and how to get juicy love. We're going to talk more about that later. But right now, part of this is helping people understand that they can listen to the experts talk about this. Tell us about the Love Atlas talks. How do we find out more about them, and who are some of the people?
Absolutely. So first of all, if you want to find out more about it, you can go to loveatlastalks.com and register. There's a button right at the top that says register me. Just click on that and you'll be guided through the registration process. The interviews will be made live to the public on September 22nd. So we are now in the process leading up to the release of the Love Atlas talks. And they're a collection of interviews with experts on topics directly related to love and relationships. And each interview is about 30 minutes long, and each one contains a practical nugget of wisdom. So if you go there, click on an interview, watch it, and then you will get something that you can apply in your life and in your relationships right away. So it's useful, not only just like on theoretically understanding relationships better, but you can apply the information right now.
Okay. Again, give us that website out, because we're going to talk about it a lot.
Sure.
Talk about it a lot. Yeah.
Sure. It's loveatlastalks.com. Loveatlastalks.com.
I love it. Okay. Modern love walks right by me. Modern love. Now, I never thought in a million years, Una, that I would be sitting here so excited to be talking about modern love as if it's different today than it's been like decades ago. But it is different, isn't it?
It really, really is on so many levels. Yeah. Yes. I mean, today most people expect so much more from their relationships than historically has ever been the case, like on a broad scale. You could say that, hundreds or even thousands of years ago, and for most of human history, people have gotten married for like very utilitarian purposes for the most part. Basically to, keep property in the family, to have, physical security, to bear children, pretty utilitarian. And I mean, the whole concept of like romantic love didn't really come about historically until like the Middle Ages. And slowly that's been getting more importance over, the year, the decade, centuries since then. But really, to get married because of romantic love is pretty historically new.
Yeah.
That's in the
shocking.
World. Yeah. And there's still large portions of the world where that is just not the case. That's just not how it's done. And what we expect today, to have a partner who's our best friend, or who really gets us on a deep level, who really understands and respects us, where it's an equal relationship between both partners, whether that's man and woman, or whether it's man and man, woman and woman, but where there's absolute equality in a relationship, that is historically new, basically. I mean, that means that the dynamics of relationships today and what people are looking for are different. And a lot of times people just don't, I think we're just learning as a culture how to really deal with that, and how to talk about it, and how to function in the relationship like that we say that we want, but a relationship that is really deep and really intimate and equal. Honestly, it demands a lot more from the people who are showing up for that type of relationship. It can be very challenging.
Well, I don't want to just harp on this David Bowie thing, but I do want to talk about it a little bit. This idea of what he conceptualized is exactly what you're talking about. I mean, everybody thinks it's a really cool song, Modern Love. But listen, that song and what he wrote about literally was trying to say what you just said. He talks about the fact that we're living in a world of modern love where we're trying to do everything right. But I can't really get it. I don't get it. Modern love walks beside me, walks on by, gets me to the church on time, terrifies me, makes me party, puts my trust in God and man, no confessions, no religion, don't believe in modern love. I mean, this is the dude that everybody's like, yeah, we get what you're saying. Fast forward to where we are. David has now moved on to that great love in the sky. But we still are terrified. We're trying to follow rules that somebody made. Now, I want to ask you, are you going to, in the talks, my understanding is you're going to cover such a wide range of conversations, right?
Yeah.
That you're going to literally peel the onion back on this thing, right?
That's my intention, yeah. And, we're starting with 8 experts that we have now, but I'm going to be constantly expanding that so that the atlas is ever growing, so that we incorporate more maps as we go along. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but tell me about that. Because here's what I love about what you're doing. See, we think, let me take my pill, potion, and lotion, because we got love potion now too, right? And if we can kind of get a quick fix, then everything's going to be well. But we know that there's love and then there's juicy love. And they're not the same.
Right. One of the things that I say is that, love is alive. Love is life. Love, I think that, love is like what the universe is made out of. It's alive. It's growing. And that means that it's changing. One of the things that I say, I wrote a blog post about this years ago. I say that love is never safe. And if you get to, if we all want safety. We are all afraid of being hurt. But if we're ever in a situation where we have absolute safety, then that is locked and dead. I'm not saying that you shouldn't feel safe in a love relationship. Obviously, you should. But it's but if you're trying to control a relationship or control a situation so that you don't get hurt, or if you're trying to control who you connect with to such a degree that you're locking it down so that you can feel safe or that you have safety assured, then it's not juicy. It's not alive anymore. It's dead. Do you see what I'm saying?
Well, I totally see what you're saying, because it's the difference between living in the world of possibility love and living in the world of controlled love. Now, even when I say controlled love, that is such like an oxymoron, right? Control is from fear and love is not fear. But That doesn't mean that we're not going to be nervous. We're not going to be a little anxious. We're not going to be terrified at some point.
Absolutely. And that's part of the process, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And dealing with that fear is what allows us to grow and to grow in love, and to develop ourselves so that we have the capacity to love the way that we want to and need to, to grow into a bigger love with ourselves and with others.
Okay, so I want to go into a bigger love, but I'm going to tell you what I want. I want it to be a bigger, juicier love. Bigger, juicier. All right, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to find out more about these fabulous, fabulous talks. And most importantly, how are these talks going to connect the dots so that all of us know how to create more of what? When we come back,
juicy love.
juicy love. Una Drake, everybody. UnaDrake.com and LoveAtlasTalks.com. When we come back, September 23rd, 24th, 25th. Yeah. How do you get involved? How can you listen? All of the above. And when we come back, Una's going to take us on a journey. How do we start the process of tapping into this juicy, juicy love? We'll be right back.
Are you ready to start winning at the game of life? Lynn Brown, host of Get Into It, Winning at the Game of Life, is here to help you reach places and goals that you never thought possible. Lynn is an intuitive healer with a specialized background in financial healing. She combines her intuitive nature and her wholesome approach to financial planning. To learn more about her financial planning services, contact her personally at intuit.com.
Hi, this is Laura Richer, host of On the Verge Radio. Sometimes you hear encouraging messages like transform your life now, become empowered, create the life you crave, and it all seems overwhelming and you're not sure where to start. I'm here to tell you that self-improvement is not always fun and easy, but it is always worth it. The path to creating positive changes begins with releasing the things that have been holding you back. Then you can create a life that inspires you. I know this because I've done it. You can find out more about what I do by visiting my website, SeattleHealingHypnosis.com. I look forward to supporting you on your journey.
Amber Teal, founder of The Healthy Edge, is bringing you the hit show Healthy Edge Radio, living with power, passion, and purpose. Amber provides the support and tools necessary for you to finally release the weight and emotions that are hidden beneath the weight. Tune in each month on Transformation Talk Radio. For more information on how you can take the next step with Amber, visit getthehealthyedge.com.
Live your magnificence, for the love of joy is a precious gift offered to us by Robert Schoenfeld, host of the Art of Powerful Living Radio. He takes us on an incredible 30-day adventure to expand our minds and hearts with the nectar of life, love, and joy. This book will help you bring more joy, love, health, abundance, adventure, romance, and magnificence into your life.
Tune Tune in to The Truth is Funny with Colette Steffen each Wednesday at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This hit show will have you thinking outside the box and riding the wave of infinite potential. Join Colette on the Higher Self Network, inspiring listeners to shine their brilliance and ensure success while roaring with laughter as they recognize the humor of the giant cosmic joke. Visit thetruthисfunny.com.
Calling all moms, it's time to awaken your vibrant, intuitive, loving self in every area of your life. Join host Debbie Pokornik as she shares thoughts, stories, and tools to help you stand in your power. Listen to Vibrant, Powerful Moms helping everyday women create extraordinary lives. Mondays at 2:30 Pacific, 5:30 Eastern. For more information about Debbie, visit empoweringenergy.com. That's empowering with letters NRG.com.
Don't you love her badly? Don't you need her badly? Don't you love her ways? Tell me what you say.
Oh boy, does that bring back some memories. Oh, I'm at Woodstock. Oh, never mind. Different show. Welcome back, everybody. Una Drake, the Love Atlas Talks. Find your path to juicy love. Hey, we're taking your calls. 1-800-930-2819. Or go to Transformation Talk Radio. And just like Sarah did, you can type in your question. We'll get it up here. All of the above. Now, before we jump into this conversation about juicy love. Listen, how can people find out more about the talks? How can they listen to them? And how can they find out more about you? And what kind of courses, what do you got going on, Una, for people to be able to participate in?
Sure. Well, if they want to find out more about me and my work, they can go to unadrake.com. Just unadrake.com. And I have 2 email courses that are totally free. One is Get Ready for Juicy Love. And that helps people really clarify what they're looking for and, just get ready to put themselves in the dating process and get in the right frame of mind to be ready for juicy love. And but for those who have maybe just gone through a recent breakup, they might not feel ready to really, get into the dating scene, because that's, if you're recovering from a breakup, then that's what you need to attend to. And so I have a course for that called Reclaim Your Mojo. And they can go to, both of those are available for free on my website, unadrake.com. And you can click on the tab, Your Juicy Love.
God, you're so organized. I love that. Usually when we're talking about love and especially juicy love, we're not that organized, but you super are. And, we were just touching upon modern dating before and, and what that looks like, modern dating, modern love. And I want to bring it kind of around to the Atlas Talks and what they're going to help people with in terms of understanding that juicy love is still available. But the question mark is, how do we make it through this labyrinth of dating? And even if you're having a juicy love relationship, how can you make your life juicy? Because they're related, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I say that juicy stands for joyful, union, inspiring, creative, yes. So that's just how I break down the JUICY.
Nice.
And I think each of those words speaks to what it means to be juicy, and to have juicy love and to have a juicy life. So, it is a lot about creativity and inspiration and joy and, union. Of course, we think, you can have union with a partner. Absolutely. The sacred union. But you can also have union within yourself, and with, other aspects of creation. And so I think what I say is that whole people are much better at relationships than half people. So I think, claiming the male and female parts of ourselves is important and, claiming all parts of ourselves to have union within ourselves and then to have creativity and inspiration and, in our lives is really important, so that we're coming from a place of as much wholeness and inspiration and with a full cup as possible. Now, of course, we all go through different stages of the journey. And I'm not saying that you need, by any means, that you need to be in a perfect situation to find juicy love. Certainly a lot of times in the process itself, the inspiration comes.
Mm-hmm.
But to seek juice and creativity in your life and joy in your life, I think is important along the way.
Yeah. I got a question that came in from, Sarah. And the question is, juicy love. Thank you, Dr. Pat. Thank you for the show today. Listen, I want juicy love. What if I want juicy love, but I'm kind of alone in that arena? What do I do if juicy love is one-sided? Well, call Una. That's what I would do.
Absolutely.
Isn't that a great question? Because I think we've all been there.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
Absolutely. So I'd say, so it sounds like she's in a relationship, which I assume that she wants to stay in. But she can add juice to her life by finding the things that bring juice and energy and joy to her. So whether that's painting or maybe singing or getting involved in a dance group or just partaking in those activities that make her feel filled up with joy and inspiration and creativity and help her say yes to life. And, that might be simple. It could start out very simple. Maybe buy a pack of, artist pastels or something and just, commit to doing a small sketch every day or, take a class or take a risk, maybe a small risk in your life that you've been putting off, but that can help you feel more alive and more in alignment with your own juicy path. Does that make sense?
Well, it does make sense because what I hear you saying is that, this is not about that famous Jerry Maguire line, you complete me. We have to complete ourselves. And if we're not going to take a moment to figure out what brings us joy, what makes us happy, what is it that fills our heart and what is it within ourselves, right? I think all of us look at the relationships we've been in, right? And when those relationships maybe are over or maybe they're changing, because the relationships change, don't they?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. Because we change and grow, and so the relationships change and grow.
And I think she's asking, how do I keep it juicy? And this is a cool thing because I think we have an epidemic of this going on.
Yeah, absolutely. And so what I would recommend, definitely, like I said, find those ways to bring juice and creativity into your life and then see what that does to the partnership. Maybe your partner will become inspired to raise the creativity and the juice level in his or her life as well. And, see what changes in the relationship. Ideally, it will inspire your partner to access their juice, and then you can bring that together so that, you re-inspire and reanimate the relationship and you can connect at a deeper level. Certainly there, if your partner's open to it, you can, do certain techniques to, really connect with your partner, spend a date night or take a dance class together, do something new together can really reanimate a relationship. Take a tantra class if you want to get creative, there's many ways to do that. Or it can happen as was the case, in my first marriage, that, maybe you find that you're growing too far apart. And, sometimes it does happen that one partner is going in a different direction and it's no longer a fit. I'm not I don't know this Sarah.
No, but that's a possibility. I mean, part of Juicy Love is, I think, is the realization that you can still be juicy love with yourself despite how a relationship starts to turn. And I think that you nailed it when we first started talking about this. And isn't that what the Love Atlas talks are about? This idea of building up your love muscle comes from many, many different people that can share their insights, right?
Yes, absolutely. There's many different perspectives, and I think it's good to just get a wide variety of perspectives and advice, on the overall love landscape. One of the experts, Keely O'Connell, does work around radical communication, and she has her talk is radical communication, knowing what is so for you. Mm-hmm. And, she talks about how to really be with ourselves so that we can know what our own truth is and then express it, effectively to other people, like especially a partner. Now, some people, I think, know more or less how to do that intuitively or innately. Like they just know how to do that they were raised that way. Other people, it takes a lot of work, so that may or may not apply to, an individual listener, but just having awareness around that, even if you feel really comfortable knowing and expressing your own needs, it might help you understand a partner or a loved one who has more trouble in that area.
Yeah. Well, one of the things I really pick up on what you're saying, and we're going to talk about this when we come back from break, is, you have created something based on a wide range of experiences to help people understand that, there is a way for anyone out there to get some assistance regardless of where they are. You could be in a relationship, you could not be in a relationship, you could be thinking about a relationship. The thing that, Una, I think is important to talk about, let's talk about this when we come back. I know we're going to do a lot of radio on this, but most importantly is that we have some beliefs, and our beliefs get in our way. When we come back, we're going to talk about the work that you do and how you help people find juicy love, how people can connect with you as well. Let's take a short break, everybody. We'll be right back.
Yeah. Love is my religion. Love is my religion. Love is my religion.
Thrive is what we experience when our mind, body, and soul operate as one. When we thrive, we excel on all levels. Thrive is the mindset that matters. It is essential to our being. Have you ever found yourself looking for the instruction manual on how to thrive? You'll find everything you need to help you feel strong, powerful, and peaceful in your own body. So don't waste any more time. Visit thrivebyjen.com today.
Are you traveling most of your day? Do you want to take Transformation Talk Radio with you anywhere you go? Well, guess what? There's an app for that. Just go to the App Store on your Apple device or the Google Play Store on your Android and search Transformation Talk Radio. Catch all of our live shows no matter where you are. Thanks for listening.
In this day and age, if you don't reinvent yourself, you may never find balance, peace, and the sustainable life that is your birthright. Angela Watson Robertson, known as the Reinvention Warrior and the host of breakthrough radio show Masters of Reinvention, is here to help you reinvent every area of your life. Tune in and hear from the best in the personal transformation business and discover tips and tools for positive change. Live every month on Transformation Talk Radio.
Tune in to the Psychic Professors Show, The Voices of Spirit Radio, with international medium and spirit artist Dr. Susan Barnes on Transformation Talk Radio, featuring a variety of spiritual topics such as psychic art, spiritualism, EVP, psychic development, and mediumship. This hit call-in show provides listeners with breakthrough wisdom to enliven and enlighten their lives. Visit spiritartgallery.net for show days and times.
Get ready to experience Truth Talk Radio with host Deb Acker. Tune in to Truth Talk Radio each Wednesday at 3 p.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com to illuminate the truth in your daily life as you experience life, love, and abundance from a whole new perspective. This hit show will leave you feeling lighter and bring you into a place of infinite possibilities every day in every way. Visit TruthTalkRadioshow.com for upcoming transformative topics and guests.
Interested in deepening your spiritual practice? The School for Esoteric Studies offers online training to spiritual seekers from all paths of life and individual coaching. Our courses synthesize Eastern and Western spiritual traditions based on meditation, study, and service applied to everyday life. To learn more about our courses and services, please visit www.esotericstudies.net.
Everybody, welcome back. Hey, True Confessions here. Benny, I think you'll get a charge out of this. I was like a little love child. You know, I grew up in that era that we talk about a little bit. Same era John McCain came from. Yep, same kind of stuff. And what did we learn from that generation? Well, each of us had to figure out what the heck we wanted to experience when it came to love. It was a really interesting time to be alive, to grow up. It was also a very, very important time of upheaval. So it is for a lot of us that grew up in that generation, a demonstration of how we can be in, live in, be part of global upheaval, national upheaval, and still talk about and be love. Interesting, isn't it? That's why Una Drake is joining me here today. Listen, Una, let's give out the information because you're getting ready to do the same thing. You're getting ready to say, listen, these are the Love Atlas talks, September 23rd, 24th, 25th, because it doesn't matter necessarily what might be happening in the world around us. There are some things we can learn to create our own perspective, to bring that juicy love to the forefront, regardless of what's going on in our lives. But, Una, if you're like me, you got to develop some tools, don't we?
Absolutely. Yeah. And each person comes from their own place and they have their own path. And that's why I'm putting together the Love Atlas Talks. So people can go to loveatlastalks.com and click on the Register Me button, and you'll get absolutely free access. And I know it says free for 30 days, but it's actually going to be free for longer than that. So don't worry. They can get access to all of the talks starting on September 22nd. And I will be adding more as we move forward. In fact, my plan is to have people who have registered for the Love Atlas Talks will get to be part of the conversation with future interviews. So that's exciting, and definitely stay tuned for that. You want to be part of the conversation in asking the experts questions. But right now we have perspectives from a variety of experts on everything from embodied consent and empowered desire to accessing vulnerability in relationships to Rebecca Gold with the multi-orgasmic diet. That's a good interview.
Oh, that's fun.
Or how Jamie McConaughey on how to attract a smart, sexy, spiritual man. Andy Shepard, overcoming trauma to be ready for a great relationship. Ted and Gabriel Usatinsky, the myth of loving yourself first. So if you've been trying to say love yourself first for, a decade, and you're still not sure if you're there yet, this will be a good interview for you to hear, Lorna Poole, Stop Falling for the Bad Boys and Find Your Great Guy. A lot of women have a pattern of, falling for unavailable men. Lorna can help with that. So, each person, has, we all have our own situations that we deal with, our own patterns. And my intention with the Love Atlas Talks is to, hear from a variety of experts on specific topics related to love and relationships, and to have, short, fairly short interviews, 30 minutes, each one going into some depth on a particular topic. And then also each interview has a practical nugget of wisdom that people can apply in their lives right away. So it's not just theoretical. It's not just pie in the sky or yay, love. It's stuff that you can apply right now and really help you solve any issues that you might be having, with love or relationships, and so that you can find your own path forward to find the juicy love that you're looking for.
Well, this is also part of looking at the things that are going on in the world and also get some help with that. I'm really struck by the people that are coming to share their insight and their wisdom. Now, tell folks, if you don't mind, the format for this. How do people register? How does this all work?
Sure. Yeah. So just go to loveatlastalks.com. And when you go there, you'll notice that it is a tab on my it is also a part of my own website, unadrake.com. But the Love Atlas Talks, if you just type in loveatlastalks.com, it will bring you right to the exact correct page. And then you'll see a register me button, and just register there. You can put in your name and your, how you want to be set up as your username and your password and so on. And then you're part of the Love Atlas Talks, and you'll be notified as we move into actually releasing them on September 22nd. So you'll get notification, and you'll also, and then on September 22nd, you'll get access to all of the actual talks. You can go in there, explore at your own pace. And even just with registering, you'll get access to the descriptions of each of the, you'll get access to the individual pages for each of the talks. So you'll get to hear, read more information about the individual speakers. And many of them have free gifts that they give away. Like Rebecca Gould has a free course that she offers. I know Jamie McConaughey has a free ebook that he offers. Ted and Gabrielle Usatinsky have a free ebook that they give away. So some of the speakers are offering free gifts. So you can go and get access to those, right after you register. You don't even have to wait till September 22nd to get that. But then by being a member of the Love Atlas Talks, you will also hear about interviews as I do them in the future. And so you'll constantly be adding to the Atlas. I will constantly be adding more experts' perspectives to the Love Atlas. So it's like a continuing education type thing.
Awesome. Well, there's lots of information and lots that people can find out about. And we wanted to make sure that we at least are coming to the forefront to introduce people to what you've got upcoming here. Thank you for today, Una. Thank you so much. One last question, too. How can people find out more about you, the work you do? And then again, let's give out all the websites, phone numbers if people have questions, all of the above.
Absolutely. My website is unadrake.com, and the Love Atlas Talks at loveatlastalks.com. And if they want to reach me, 206-310-2550. Una@unadrake.com is the email. They can get that through the website as well. unadrake.com. and loveatlastalks.com.
Last question. What's your personal message? What would you like to leave us with today?
Go for juicy love and stay juicy.
I love it. Go for juicy love. Stay juicy. Una Drake, everybody. I'm Dr. Pat. We're going to take a short break. If you want to find out more about us, go to transformationtalkradio.com or go to thedrpatshow.com. Stay tuned. We'll be right back for our upcoming show, Synergenetic Living with Rick and Grace, on Facebook Live as well. We'll be right back.
The preceding audio was via a Skype call.